You know that feeling. It's 11 at night, you're exhausted, you just want to drift off, but then your back spasms, or your neck tightens up, or that old shoulder injury suddenly feels like it's on fire, and suddenly you're wide awake and the pain feels 10 times worse than it did this afternoon. You're not imagining it. The pain really does hurt more when you're trying to sleep, and there's actual science explaining why your body betrays you at the worst possible time. But here's the thing that's even more interesting. Once you understand why this happens, you can actually do something about it. So stick around as we break down the exact biological mechanisms that turn a minor ache into an unbearable nightmare the moment your head hits the pillow. Let's start with the obvious culprit, distraction. During the day, your brain is busy, really busy. You're working, talking, thinking about your schedule, noticing the outside world. Your attention is divided into 1,000 different directions. Pain exists, sure, but it's competing for space in your consciousness with everything else happening around you. But then nighttime comes. Your environment becomes quiet, your responsibilities pause. There are no more distractions, and suddenly, your brain has nothing to do except focus entirely on that one thing that hurts. This isn't just a mental thing. This is literally how your nervous system works. Researchers have shown that when you direct attention toward a painful stimulus, your brain actually perceives it as more painful. It's called attentional bias, and it's one of the primary reasons pain feels amplified when you're lying alone in bed at night. Your mind becomes a spotlight, and that pain is exactly what it's pointing at. But wait, it gets more complicated. When you try to sleep, your body goes through a fascinating shift. Your stress hormones, the ones that have been keeping you alert all day, they start to decline. Cortisol drops. Your nervous system should be relaxing. But here's the twist. When pain is present, your body interprets this as a threat that needs attention. Your sympathetic nervous system actually ramps up instead of winding down. You enter a state of hypervigilance. Your body is literally putting itself on alert, and in this state of alert, pain signals get amplified. Your nervous system becomes more sensitive. Your pain threshold, the point at which you start to feel discomfort, actually decreases. So you're trapped in a paradox. You're tired, your body wants to sleep, but the presence of pain is triggering your survival mechanisms. Your brain is essentially saying, we can't sleep while there's a potential threat, and pain is that threat. This is why people with chronic pain conditions report that their pain is significantly worse at night. The darkness, the quiet, the reduced stimulation, all of it forces your brain to focus exclusively on the pain signals. There's another factor most people don't think about, and it's actually pretty significant. Temperature. When you lie down in bed, your body temperature naturally drops. This is normal and healthy. It's part of your circadian rhythm. Your core temperature decreases, which helps trigger sleep. But here's what happens to pain during this process. Muscles tighten when they're cold. Blood flow reduces slightly, and pain sensitivity actually increases in cooler conditions. So while your body is naturally cooling down to prepare for sleep, that cooling is literally making pain signals more intense. It's like your body is working against itself. You're trying to sleep, so you cool down, but cooling down makes the pain worse, and pain keeps you awake, which prevents the sleep that would help your body heal and reduce inflammation. This is why people instinctively reach for heating pads at night. It's not just comfort, it's actually reducing the pain signal by keeping muscles warm and maintaining blood flow. And then there's inflammation. During the day, you're moving, you're upright, gravity is working with your body's drainage systems. Fluid doesn't pool in areas of inflammation. But when you lie down, especially if you're lying on the side where the pain is, you change the dynamics completely. Inflammatory fluid can settle into injured areas. Pressure distributes differently across your joints and muscles. What was manageable while standing suddenly becomes unbearable while horizontal. For someone with a shoulder injury, lying on that side becomes impossible. For someone with back pain, the weight of the body settles differently on the spine. For someone with knee pain, the angle of the leg while lying down can aggravate the injury in ways that standing doesn't. This is why the same pain that bothers you mildly during the day can keep you completely awake at night. The physical position change is genuinely making the injury worse. But we're not done yet. There's another layer. When you're awake during the day, your body produces certain chemicals that naturally suppress pain signals. Endorphins are the obvious one, but there are others. Beta endorphins, serotonin, dopamine, all of these neurotransmitters reduce your perception of pain. And guess what? Your body produces more of these when you're active and engaged. Movement triggers their release. Social interaction triggers their release. Achieving goals triggers their release. You're swimming in natural pain suppressants all day without even realizing it. But at night, when you're still and isolated, your body produces less of these protective chemicals. The natural pain-fighting mechanisms that were working for you all day basically clock out at bedtime. So you've lost your chemical armor right when you need it most. And there's one more thing that ties all of this together: sleep itself. When pain keeps you awake, you don't sleep. When you don't sleep, your body can't produce the substances it needs to heal. Tissue repair happens primarily during deep sleep. Growth hormone is released during sleep. Anti-inflammatory processes are activated during sleep. But pain prevents sleep. So the very thing your body needs to fix the problem that's causing the pain is blocked by the pain itself. It's a vicious cycle. Sleep deprivation also lowers your pain threshold even further. Studies show that people who are sleep deprived feel pain more intensely. The less you sleep, the more sensitive you become to pain. And the more sensitive you become, the less you can sleep. You're caught in a feedback loop where pain and sleeplessness feed each other, making both exponentially worse. So what can you actually do about this? First, manage the distraction deficit. This sounds simple, but it's powerful. If silence amplifies pain, then strategic distraction can reduce it. Some people find that white noise helps. Others use audiobooks or podcasts specifically chosen to require just enough attention that your mind can't completely fixate on the pain, but not so much that it prevents sleep. Second, temperature management. A heating pad on the area that hurts or a warm bath before bed can genuinely reduce pain signals by keeping muscles relaxed and blood flowing. Third, positional optimization. Spend time during the day experimenting with different sleeping positions, using pillows to support the painful area. What's comfortable in the moment versus what actually allows sleep through the night might be different. Test it. Fourth, movement before bed. Light stretching or gentle movement earlier in the evening can improve blood flow, warm muscles, and actually reduce the inflammatory response by the time you're trying to sleep. Fifth, and this is important, talk to a healthcare provider about sleep-specific pain management. Sometimes a slightly different pain medication timing or a muscle relaxant specifically for sleep can break the cycle long enough for your body to start healing. And finally, understand that this is temporary. The pain feels worse at night partly because your nervous system is hypervigilant, partly because of physical changes in temperature and position, and partly because you're exhausted and depleted of your natural pain-fighting chemicals. But all of these factors are manageable. You're not weak for struggling with pain at night. Your body isn't broken. You're experiencing a completely normal neurological and physiological response to the interaction between pain, darkness, stillness, and sleep. And knowing that, understanding the mechanism, that knowledge itself is actually the first step to managing it better. The pain will still be there, but you don't have to be a passive victim to it. If this video helped you understand why your pain gets worse at night and you want more deep dives into the science of things that happen to your body, subscribe and hit the notification bell. And drop a comment if you've experienced this. I read them and they genuinely help shape what we cover next. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself.